I'm not doing this. I'm trying to create a thumbnail for the other video, and the video, the thumbnail. I'm your nosy neighbor lady. This your nosy neighbor lady show. I hope this Thursday morning is finding you in a good mood. Okay, I'm here with the Scottie Pippen. Yeah, Scottie, girl. As much as we watched the Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman, it's like 37-year age gap. This baby looked like a baby, but I'm gonna start with this. Scottie Pippen's oldest kid was 33 in 2021. He died. He passed away. I did not look up the details. His oldest kid was 33 when he died. His youngest kid is 17 years old right now. She was born in 2008. So this girl is so close to his daughter's age. What's 17? 23 minus 17. Y'all do the math. My grandma used to do me like that. You'd be like 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 6 years. My grandma used to always throw random math at us. But I still can't count. I can count my money though. But it's just like I don't think it's the 37 years per se. I think it's the age of her that like if she was 30, they compare it to Nicole Smith. 30 years old is a woman who is solid and know who she is. That's debatable nowadays because 30-year-olds live with their parents, whereas you saw men who lived with their parents in the past, but not really women. You know what I'm saying? But definitely a difference. Definitely 23, fresh up out the high school, or just she could have graduated from college. They say she's of African descent. I didn't find any more information about her, but I think that she is definitely carving a lane out for herself where she is attached to money making men for the rest of her life. She will attract and be with money making men and run in those circles like the Brittany Renners and the. Why do I always be wanting to say Buffy the Body? I guess because Buffy the Body was like everything back in the day. I actually just saw a video where Pinky, Pinky the was like on a video talking about something, and all the comments was like, "She was my childhood, this, and this woman is the goat and throat goat." It's like this video for me getting back on topic. Thank you very much. Okay, let's. No, but is that age gap 60 years old? That could be his granddaughter. And it's like, what's in a man's mind that he's attracted to someone close to his daughter's age? People could say 17 and 23 different. It's different, but not that different. And yes, she's legal, and she can do what she want to do, and he can do what he want to do, and she's definitely getting a payday, definitely. But just for a man to want a woman that young, what would we say if that was a woman? What would we say if that was a woman and a boy that young? Was I with a young guy? I was with a young guy. It wasn't 37 years, but still, it just makes you wonder about society. It makes you think about NBA players. Even with Megan thinking that Clay would be faithful. Even with all the outside, he has 8 kids total. Damn, I forgot to say that in the beginning. But he has 8 kids total. 8 with Larsa Pippins. She's been known to date younger men, but it ain't 37 years. And the other 4 kids, I don't know if those random scattered kids or from a previous relationship that he was in a long time, but NBA players have kids all over the world. Even had Magic Johnson had to come on the world stage and tell him he had HIV because he had been with so many women. It would not have been right for him not to disclose that to the world. Now people don't do it as much, you know what I'm saying? But even think about Morgan Freeman and how his granddaughter did now, and how he was trying to marry his granddaughter. He was trying to be with her or marry her or something. Grooming was going on. And it just makes you think about the minds of these men and how many young girls they have manipulated. And it do bring into question, have they been fondling with younger girls when they're young? Like, all this mindset is like a connection there. Even with Deion Sanders and Carucci. She's 37. He's 58, I believe. And that's like a 20-year age, but she's clearly a grown woman. A woman coming up on 40, clearly grown, make her own decisions, got some type of mind somewhere. There are good looking 30-year-olds, there are good looking 40-year-olds, but just for a man 60 to want to entertain a girl 23, that show you how low his mindset is. And it also shows you that why would he bring her outside? Did you like this video yet? Why would he bring her outside? You could have kept that a secret. That was something I would have been better off knowing about Scottie Pippen. Not that he's my idol, but just watching the three in Chicago all my life, really, because my brother was into basketball. And even in the middle of the night, Dennis Rodman clips and all that, I just pop up because of the Reggie Millers and the Pistons. And I was always kind of a basketball fan. Not so much when I was with men who were not into basketball, but when I was with in relationships where the man was, and just being a kid with brothers and cousins who were men. Where do we go from here? Like, it just shows that if you did idolize him or have some type of respect for him, as I do in some type of way, in relation to Michael Jordan and Dennis Rodman and the dynamic three that they was on a basketball court, like, it really makes me feel like, oh my God, nobody's safe. And not that I'm just a black male worshiper, but that some black men, even though we say all, or the majority, it's just some you would like to think that maybe they not going to crush your image of them. You know, even when Scotty say that him and Michael Jordan wasn't really friends on the court, I can even respect that. You know, but just as a legendary basketball figure, and as a woman, I'm hurt. I'm hurt because I feel like he a predator now. I feel like he a predator. You know what I'm saying? Like, that just shattered all. Not like, oh, I'm just so bruised and broken, because I'm not a person who just idolize people I don't know who are celebrities. But it just be like, some people are like, oh, it's the black. At least he's going back black. If you ask some women, they would say that he only going back black because the don't know preference want him, or other race of woman, or biracial, multiracial, or white, or Indian, or Asian descent. They don't want him. That's the other argument. So he can't do nothing but go back to a black woman because nobody wants him. Which his real preference is another race of woman. That's the other thing. And I concur. I concur. I concur. No, but really, it just speaks to the mindset of black men with money. It speaks to the elementary mindset of black men just need to be with someone who is childlike. At 23 was one of the funnest, best years of my life. How mature was I? Not mature enough to get no money, okay? But no, was like in my second apartment. I had a furniture set by then, but it was this crummy little apartment. I was still going to school, working at Japanese grill, going out every Tuesday and Friday, maybe Saturday too. You know what I'm saying? It was just, I could drink 3 and 4 days in a row back then. I don't feel like she wasting her time or her youth, because for the rest of her life, really, she's cementing herself into groupie culture where she actually could have a baby with a man with money and get paid for the rest of her life. Or she just keep circling these celebrity circles with her badge, which don't sound nice to say, but these are reality and facts. Where other men would date her because she's secretive and she do all this nasty stuff that celebrity men like, and she'll put stuff in their butt and not tell anybody. And she's definitely cementing herself as a younger woman in groupie culture for getting money, actually, for the rest of her life, as long as she stay fun, fit, and friendly. Well, you don't have to be friendly, but fun. Do all this freaky deaky eating groceries and booty. Fit. She look good now. Ain't nothing to, as long as she don't get as long as she keep herself up, she'll be fine. And she's a beautiful girl. But just to speak to 23, not your 20. Oh, and I don't even think these 23-year-olds are as advanced as we were when we were 23. You know, I just don't believe that. They on the internet crying all day about how they don't have a life and can't find this and can't do that and can't do this and can't do. When I was 23, I thought I could do everything, anything, wherever. I could jump off buildings and fly. To me, now I can't do nothing. I'm bruised, broken, and bitter. Okay, but I just feel like Scotty, if we didn't know you was dumb as a fuck, we know now. Cause it's just like your mindset have to be down there, and then for you to take her out, she wanted to be seen. I remember something Amber Rose was saying. No, somebody was saying about Amber Rose, and they were like, that girl knew once she was seen, she would take off, or something to that effect. Because she knew she was so beautiful. If she was seen in these spaces for the rest of her life, she would be paid. Because who Kanye West is, and also her beauty. And she was right. That person was right, and then she was right because I remember she was saying some on the interview was like, I had never seen a person being famous just because they was a girlfriend. She was like, I had not had a blueprint, and now we see the rise in baby mama culture. You're famous because you're a baby mama. You're famous because you're a wife. You're famous because you're having intercourse with a celebrity. So I just feel like she was dragged him out to embarrass himself. But who's really checking for Scottie Pippen? Nobody, but the people who watch sports are. And it's like, oh, it's okay. Both consenting adults. It's just that mindset that men have, and this patriarchy and misogyny and the stuff that women go into that's very valid. Even though I get tired of it sometimes, it's very valid, it's very true, and it just really perpetuates the reason why SCX trafficking is so real, why people violate 1 in 3 girls are found with as a young person, 1 in 6 boys are found with as a person. You just really wonder what type of culture we're living in, what type of country we're living in, what type of people men are, and then you say, no wonder women don't want a man or be around a man. But I'm your nosy neighbor like this, your nosy neighbor like show. If you're this far, like this video. If you're this far, stay beautiful, stay handsome, stay wonderful for you. And I will see you on the flip side, dip side. Bye.